For numbers 12 and 13, 12, it kind of gives you the hint because it's got the multiple choice there, but we're going to try it without the multiple choice. Then we'll pull them out of there and figure out which one it's going to be. So when I look at this line here, I want to figure out two things. I want to figure out the slope, and I want to figure out the y-intercept. And this is going to give me my equation in y equals mx plus b form. And we've got equals in here right now because that's what the equation of the line is going to be. And then we're going to replace that with an inequality, either a greater than or a less than symbol. And the reason I know it's not going to have the equal to on it is because it's dashed. When it's dashed, it's got to either be greater than or it's going to be less than. So we're not even going to look at the greater than or equal to or less than or equal to. So to figure out the y-intercept, it's where it crosses the y-axis. So this one here crosses the y-axis right here at 1. So that'll be my b value back there. And then I got to figure out my slope. So I always start with a y-intercept, and then I try to make a triangle that crosses at another corner. So right here is where my triangle is going to be. I'm going up 1, 2, 3 over 1. So remember, your slope is your rise over run. And we're rising 3 and running 1. And this is positive because it's going up and to the right. You can see that it's going up, so it's a positive slope. So my equation is y equals 3x plus 1. So that's going to be the basis for my answer. And then I got to figure out if it's greater than or if it's less than. And what I typically do is I check the point 0, 0. And sometimes you can kind of go, okay, it seems to be above the graph, so I'm thinking it's going to be greater than, and most of the time that'll work out. Sometimes it kind of depends how the form is written, so you have to be a little bit careful about that. So I'm going to check the point 0, 0 because it's not on the graph, and so I'm checking this point here to see if it's a solution. So if I check 0, 0, let's say I pick greater than, because that's what I think it's going to be. 3x plus 1. If I check 0, 0 in it, I've got 0 is greater than 0 plus 1. So 0 is greater than 1. This is not true. So we shouldn't shade on this side and we should shade on that side. And you can see that's what happened here. So this is the correct graph. It's greater than because it's above it. So then when we're grabbing these and trying to see which one it is, it looks like it's going to be A. Okay, and then 13 is the same idea. 13 just doesn't give us the multiple choice to pick from, so we're going to do the same thing. We're going to check for our slope and our y-intercept. And I always start with the y-intercept because y-axis here, it's at 9. That kind of gives me a basis for my slope. So y-intercept's 9. And then I try to find another spot where it crosses at the corner, which would be like here, I would say. And then we're making this triangle. So it's rise over run. And this time you can see we're rising and then we're running to the left, so it's going to be a negative slope. So I'm going to put the negative so I don't lose it. And the rise is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the run is 1. So our slope is just negative 5 then. So my equation, y equals mx plus b, the m is negative 5. And then plus the b value would be 9 there. And then we have to figure out which inequality. It's a dashed one, so it should either be a greater than or a less than. If it had an equal to on it, it would be a solid line. And it looks like it's below that, so I feel like it's going to be this one. And we're going to check if it works here. So y is less than negative 5x plus 9. And I like to check the point 0, 0 because it's easy to plug in. And it's not on the line here. So if I check this, it should be a yes this time. If it's not a yes, I need to flip that. So when I'm checking 0, 0, I plug 0 in for the y, and I plug 0 in for x, which makes this go away, negative 5 times 0 plus 9. So 0 less than 9, this is a yes. So that means it should be shaded on this side if my inequality is true, which is what it is. So then this would be my answer.